responsible use. Ethics is a cornerstone of research. You have to have very high levels of integrity and honesty and make sure you are not doing anything that goes against the principles of scientific research. Equity is basically, it's very different from equality. So I wonder if any of you know the difference between equity and equality. So equity is giving customized or tailor-made resources or opportunities for different individuals for a fair outcome. Equality would be you give the same inputs to everybody, but that will not work for everyone. So equity is more of different people have different starting points. So accordingly, tools are customized or tailored for them. And responsible use is entirely in the hands of the researcher. You know what it takes to be a responsible researcher, what are the do's and don'ts, and how you stay on that path. So in a nutshell, ethics guards against bias and fraud. Equity ensures that certain voices, so in today's world, you would say the global south or historically underrepresented categories of people, that those voices aren't sidelined and they are not excluded from being able to use these tools. And responsibility is human oversight. You as a researcher have to do the responsible or the right thing. Why is ethics important in scholarly communication? So as I said in the previous slide, safeguards against bias and fraud. But what does that mean? Ethical research means people, the general public, lay persons will have credibility and trust in science. Very often, because of various scandals or misinformation, people lose that trust in science. Like they'll say, oh, vaccination is not good for us, or these kind of misinformation, because there is so much of, there is some kind of bias or some kind of unethical practices have taken place, which have led to that break in trust in the science. Also, ethics is important to protect research subjects, to protect their interests and health, and do beneficence and no maleficence in medical science, as they say. It ensures the accountability of researchers. It continues to combat unethical practices and upholds scientific integrity. Equity, now that's a different matter. Why is that important in scholarly communication? It promotes diversity and representation. We cannot have researchers of only one particular country or one particular economic strata, one language, people speaking only one language. We want to have diverse representation because different people from different parts of the world and community have something to offer to science. It eliminates bias. It ensures global knowledge inclusion. Everybody has something to contribute. Diverse perspectives and fair access to knowledge. Any kind of scholarly communication without ethics and equity leads to a poisoned knowledge landscape where unreliable, biased, or harmful research can negatively impact societal, medical, and public policies. So, a very good example for this would be, the scandal around the MMR vaccine. Andrew Wakefield had created this whole misinformation. His study was it was biased and it was wrong. And because of that, and that work got published in a very prestigious journal, it got retracted later on, but the damage was done. This happened decades ago, but to this day, you can feel the ripple effect where people are still not getting vaccinated, and measles and rubella is resurfacing in the US because there is this anti-vaxxer lobby. And all that came from unethical, biased, unreliable research. And a loss of public faith in science is damaging to society as a whole.